Hello, friends. In today's session, I'm going to talk about an important weight strategy, explicit weight. Let's get started. So, what is explicit weight? Explicit weight will wait for the given condition becomes true within the specified time to proceed with the next steps. If the condition is not met within the specified time, the WebDriver will wait specified time before throwing a timeout exception. Right? So I would recommend you to prefer explicit wait over implicit wait because it will check the element state, whether the element is visible or not, whether the element is enable or not, and also other states, and wait for dynamically located elements. And if the element is taking a little bit longer than expected, and if page is rendering is taking longer time, right? In many occasions, the application is not in the desired state, which is why using explicit wait would be more helpful rather than using implicit wait. By default, wait class automatically wait for the designated element to exist. Whenever you create a wait object and use the respective methods, right? It will wait for the uh, you know all the elements to be existed or designated element to be existed. So you should keep this one in the mind whenever we are given some wait time. So in this case, for example, 10 seconds, and wait method will check the state of an element every 500 milliseconds. So in this case, the wait is going to check almost 20 times before throwing the timeout exception. So here, since it is 10 seconds and 1,000 milliseconds for each second, and WebDriver wait is going to check every 500 milliseconds to see if the element is in the desired state. If it is in the desired state, it will proceed with the next steps. Otherwise, it will keep checking until the given time is elapsed. In this case, 10 seconds. So this is the WebDriver uh, wait, syntax for the explicit wait. And then you can use expected conditions or is displayed, methods to check that element state before proceeding with the next steps. Now let's move to our use case. So in today's session, we are going to do the hands-on session for this use case. We are going to launch the website, which is Country Financial, and then we are clicking on the insurance from the menu, and then clicking on the cars. After that, we will click on the start quote, and then we check whether the auto quote label is displayed or not, and then we capture the title of the page, and then we quit the session. Already, let's open up Eclipse real quick, and then let's do a hands-on session on the explicit wait. Okay, here I'm already created a package, wait strategies. If you're not created it, you can create one, and then just right click on this guy. If you're on Mac, click new, just click Java class. Here you can create my explicit wait, and then select the main method. Okay, let us create a driver to initialize the WebDriver, and then driver equal to new Chrome driver, and we are creating a Chrome driver object here, and let's import these two guys. So just mouse over to see that import statement, and here I am not able to see the import statement for WebDriver, and let me just do this trick, driver dot get. Okay, so WebDriver is automatically imported. Here you can see the WebDriver. And then let's import Chrome driver, import Chrome driver. And then here, let me give the URL of Country Financial. You should give this one here, go back to home page, copy this one, paste this one right here. All right, so now we are launching the Country Financial website, and then we need to click on insurance, and then click on car, and then click on start quote, and then you need to verify whether it's a auto quote is displayed or not. And then we quit the session. Okay, so for that, let me write an web element. So this is insurance. Before writing web element, and let us create an object for explicit weight, right? So weight WebDriver weight equal to new WebDriver weight driver comma duration of seconds. So here I'm passing 10 seconds. And then let's import WebDriver weight. If you're not able to see import statement, you can just, okay, first let me import weight, and then let me see whether I can see WebDriver weight. I'm still not able to see. So what I'm doing here, I am copying this one and pasting here again and changing this one to WebDriver weight. Dot WebDriver weight. Here you see, right? Just select this one. So this is being imported. And here, let us import web element as well. So in which I am in insurance, I am keeping that web element. Okay, driver dot find element. Okay, so instead of writing this one separately, let me write it, wait that until within which we can mention the web element itself. Instead of writing two different statements, we are just writing, one line of code. Right here, for that, write wait dot until, then expected conditions. dot data check visibility of the element located, visibility of element. And here you can write by locator, by dot, link text, and then car. Sorry, it's not car, it should be insurance. Let's go ahead and inspect this one real quick. Let me pull this guy a little bit here so that you should be able to see. And then insurance dot click. I'm clicking on the insurance. All right. So here what we have written so far, we initialized the WebDriver and then we created the Chrome driver object. And then we are launching the country financial website, and then we are created WebDriver wait object, and then we are written explicit wait condition, which is wait dot until expected conditions and visibility of element located. So until this element is visible, and we are instructing WebDriver to wait up to 10 seconds. If it is displayed within the 10 seconds, it will proceed with the next step. Otherwise, it will wait until this time is elapsed to throw the timeout exception, right? So this method will check the visibility of the element, in this case, insurance. And then once the element is visible, and then this is going to click on the insurance link. Okay, the next step. Once this is done, we are going to create one more element. So this click on insurance and then car. Right, let's inspect these two elements. Okay, inspect. Okay, so for this one, we are using, since this is an anchor tag, we can use the link text insurance, through which we should be able to identify this element on a web page. Okay, so we already written this one here. So now let's click this one and then identify one more web element, which is car. Here, this is also an anchor tag, right? And also we can use, link text wait strategy, and we can pass the car as an argument. So let me create one more web element. Here it is car equal to wait until, again, expected conditions dot element to be clickable. This time I'm using element to be clickable. So in order to click on this element, this should be in the clickable position. And then WebDriver is going to click on this element. Otherwise, it will throw timeout exception after 10 seconds. So here, again, you need to use by dot link text locator strategy, and you need to pass car. And then we are clicking on the car web element. Click. Okay, it looks like the script is looking good so far. Let's go ahead and run to see if this works well. Run as Java application. Okay, perfect. So we are on the car insurance page. Awesome. This is working as expected. Let me stop this guy real quick, and then let's proceed with the next steps. Once this has been clicked on car, it is going to land on the car.html URL, right? So for that, I'm going to write one more wait method to make sure that we are on the car.html page before proceeding with the next steps. Okay, let's create one more. For this one, I can directly use wait that until just give me one moment here. Okay, all right. I'm just checking this one. Okay. Yeah, you can just use wait dot until wait dot until expected conditions dot you can use URL to be, right? So I can pass this URL to make sure that we are on car.html page before proceeding with the next steps. Because for this one, we don't need any element to be created. We are just using the wait object, and then we are passing expected conditions as an argument, and method is URL to be. So if we are on this URL, we will proceed with the next steps. Otherwise, we are going to fail the test. Okay, all right. And then next, we are going to create one more web element, and then let us write this web element name as start quote equal to wait until, again, expected conditions dot, again, I'm using element to be clickable. One second, the method is not coming up here. Conditions dot element to be clickable. And then here, let us use by dot xpath. And also I'm using, this xpath because I'm not writing it down again because there are 4, I will explain about this xpath. I'm copying from my previous script, and then this is the xpath. Okay, so now let's go back and then validate this exploit to see if this is correct. So here, right, we are on the car.html page, and just type, command F. Sorry, not here. It's on elements. And then I'm mentioning the export here. This is able to identify the web element uniquely. Here we are having div as a tag name, ID as a button group container, and followed by a div, and then followed by div, and then text equal to start code. The reason because we are using this XPath, there are 4 start codes on this DOM, right? So I'm just typing start code. So there are 5 start codes. Whenever you have a same web element 5 times, right? We cannot uniquely identify that element just by writing, start code as a link test, though that is an anchor tag. So here you see, right? This is an anchor tag, but we cannot use, the link text strategy because it is not able to identify uniquely on the web page. It is mentioned 5 times with the same name, which is why we are using this XPath to identify this element uniquely, because I wanted to click on this start code, not other start codes. That's what we are writing, this XPath. And then next step would be to click on start code. Click. Okay, once we click on start code, we will encounter a window in which we are going to verify auto code label. For that, we need to write one more web element, click start code, and let us inspect this element. Element auto code. Okay, so for this one, we have ID. Let us take this one. We can take both ID as well as a link text, but I can take ID this time. And web element. This one, let us name this web element name as auto code equal to wait dot until. Let us just check whether this element is displayed or not, right? Okay, so for that, let me do one thing. Let me use this one driver dot, just find element by dot ID. Okay, so let me just pass this auto code here and check just is displayed or not before quitting the web browser. So this is the last step in our today's use case, right? Awesome. Now let us write one more statement to print the title of the page to the console output. For that, you can write SYSO control space print the page title plus driver dot get title. We are making sure that our test case should complete successfully by printing the title of the page that we are in. And then once this is done, we are quitting the driver session and closing all the browsers being opened by that session. Okay, great. So we have automated the use case that we have planned, right? Let me recap what we have done so far. We have created, web element for insurance. Before that, we are created, a WebDriver weight object in order to test explicit weight with different explicit weight methods. So here we are using the visibility of element located method, and here we are using element to be clickable method on this car object, and also on start quote object we are using element to be clickable method as well. And on auto quote web element we are using is displayed. If it is displayed within 10 seconds, it is going to proceed with the next steps. Otherwise, it is going to throw the timeout exception once the timeout is being elapsed, right? Great. So let's go ahead and run this test to see we are able to see the expected test results. So just right click, run as Java application. Okay, this is launched. Clicked on insurance, clicked on car, clicked on start code. So the execution went a little faster than expected, which is why you are not able to see the execution clearly. However, this is printed successfully, the title of the page, and the test is passed. All right, so let me add, thread.sleep here to see the execution a little bit better. Before that, we can also check one negative condition against URL to be, right? So this is the positive test. Whenever we are on this page, we are checking that we are on the right page before proceeding with the next step. If URL is not exactly the same, because this is the expected URL. If the actual is not same as expected, the test is going to fail. So for that, we are going to write one negative test. Okay, so I'm just copying, pasting the same, and then changing the here car instead of car, I'm writing just some insurance, right? So the URL is different here. So this test should expect to fail. Okay, I just commented out the positive test and then rerunning the test. So this is probably waiting up to 10 seconds and to fail the test. So that is what you are exactly seeing, right? So if you look into the error message, this is displayed what we exactly expected. Expected condition failed, waiting for URL to be, because we are not able to find the desired URL within 10 seconds, right? So this is the URL, okay, that we are passing and that we are expecting. And this is the actual URL that has been displayed in the application cars.html. See, here you have a clear message. Tried for 10 seconds with 500 milliseconds interval. Every 500 milliseconds, it is validated, which means that it is validated 20 times to see if we are able to see the expected URL. In this case, this is the expected URL. but we are able to find this is as actual URL. That's what the test is failed. So you should be able to understand, how does explicit operates in real time better by seeing, this failed test. This is how explicit wait works for all the methods of the explicit wait, right? The negative test is working as expected, and also let me comment out this one real quick, and then let me uncomment this one so that we can run this test once again by adding couple of thread.sleep so that you can see the execution very clear. Let me wait here. Let me add here that sleep 2 seconds. Okay, let me also add this guy, throws exception. Okay. All right. So just let me rerun this test to make sure that you see the execution. I think something gone wrong. Let me check. Element click intercepted. Something gone wrong. So let me stop this test, rerun again. All right. Test is looking great. It was passed before as well. Just let me rerun. Okay, perfect. So the test is executed as expected. So we are all good. And also you see the desired, title that is been printed to the console output. So the next step should be here. We are just used, few methods of explicit wait. If you want to get your hands dirty, you need to explore the remaining methods of explicit wait to see how they work, right? So go to this page. Here you can find this page within docs, right? And also expected conditions, right? I will post this page in the description so that you can explore all the expected condition methods and then see how they work. And also you can post the comments if you have any questions. I will try to respond as soon as possible. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. That's it I had for today. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye-bye.